Testing, already then. Testing, already then. Okay, good. Don't want to look at the other half because I don't want to spoil everything else right now. So we're just gonna get things ready to go. Camera's working okay. YouTube Live is doing alright, so I'm gonna close this off. Only have one viewer on YouTube, so that's okay. That's fine. I'm gonna do like from yesterday too as well from the agenda for those who are coming in right now. I think we still have time. That's good news. That's good news. We're gonna start at 10 o'clock. We're gonna do waiting time for 15 minutes. And for those that are here too as well, I think we're gonna end it at 12 o'clock because I think we're good to go right now on our progress here. Yesterday was a little more choppy here and there to do like a few PowerPoints and then do a few hands-on demonstration, but that's okay. That's good news. It actually went through very well. Got some good insight right now, but I think that will be till next time for next presentation for another important person. And after that, today I think there's like a few of them that will come in right now, but versus the others that won't come in. But again, this is recorded through both YouTube and on Zoom, so you have to worry about missing the exciting areas, so that way it'll be okay. And also too as well, got some very interesting response too as well from yesterday for that last ending. That one, thanks for reminding me about that too as well. That was the most important one of all, like the Navajo Nation manufacturing, why it's coming over here, and then what's the purpose of it, and what's the reason to actually having it here. So that's one thing I'm gonna make that one PowerPoint next time on my side. That's one thing that was the most important one. But again, as this discuss what my business is, what we're doing, and what my project goal is, and that how we actually accomplish that goal from there. That's the biggest one of all time. And now that we're doing one more, last one, this is gonna be a hands-on demonstration. That's it. There's no, oh, I don't think you guys see my screen, huh? Whoops. There we go. Share. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I'm sharing the screen on. Luckily, you won't miss it on YouTube. It's just on the Zoom. Apologies for that. So, like again, we're gonna change it a little more differently because we're gonna end it at 12 o'clock because I think that's all we have right now for today. Do a little more discussion about what the project goal is next one now because I think we're doing middle one by either by next month or the other month. I hope. If not, I think I'm gonna do it by next month of June. That will be interesting, and go from there to see how everything else will will flow out. And also too for the emails guests, I changed a little more other information too as well. So instead of like doing one at a time like yesterday, I'm just gonna send you the last two links of the time from 10 o'clock, 10:45, and also 11:30. So that way we'll be doing this every repeated once in a while on the Zoom. But yeah, I've been using the 40 minutes for now because of the I don't have the access to it and also financial. But it's okay. At least it worked out okay. We got to do like little section by section. Easier for me to work it out because that way I can actually edit out from my software, go into the YouTube and then upload it easier than like about 40 hours. 40 hours is a bit too much because you have to render through the files through one video into the YouTube and uploading it. So it's got a little more time for me to actually like go in there, edit out, and then refix some errors. So, but yeah, so we're gonna do like about 15 minutes wait first. We'll wait about until 10:15. Wait for some guests. Right now we're discussing the agenda, and we actually do some little more um, different changes here and there. So I'm gonna stop sharing right now. And also too as well, I positioned a camera too as well. So just in case you guys don't want to look at the other surprises too as well that we have in store. I think the camera is in good position. If not, I can actually still like maneuver it, move forward, show you guys what we do here at the hands-on activities. So I can give away much more details. Okay, we'll wait about 10-15. Okay. Okay then, this is the last day right now. Welcome back to the Calsmaker Company. My name is Cal Sinez, owner, Navajo own of the Calsmaker Company for 3D printing and education. Right now, this will be the last day right now for day two on the our agenda. So right now, we're past the waiting time for 15 minutes. So far, um, nobody hasn't came in yet. So we got Zoom and also with the YouTube live. So I'm gonna go close the door. Hold on for a second. Okay. Okay, lost track of there. Okay, so agenda again. Right now we're gonna go over the agenda one more time, about for one more minute. But right now, two of them have changed right now. So we have done recycling materials yesterday for 40 minutes, and I thought today right now we're gonna do hands-on activities for about few 40 minutes, and that's what the last slide too as well. But right now we're gonna do a little more addition right now. So with the another project we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna do replacing this guy right here from this one into this guy here from the. Actually, we're gonna keep this as is, but this one we're gonna replace it to the electronics. So I haven't even discussed about what we do with electronics right now with the Navajo Kits electronic Arduinos. So right now we're gonna discuss about that one next, and that one we actually like have this on hand right now. So there's no PowerPoint, no presentation, just a hands-on demonstration to show you guys a little more interesting stuff onto it as well. And my time for the next end is going to be at 10:45 to 11:30. So I think about a few 20 minutes right now. So, but before everything else going to be end right now, so I'm going to end up by the end of the 12 o'clock, just in case if I forget. So just want to thank you, say thank you everybody else actually come into this session, and some of you that actually didn't attend, that's okay. We have these recorded through both Zoom and also YouTube Live. We do have an online platform for both online website and also online YouTube channel as well. I have to change a little more on the YouTube channel because we're no longer in Facebook no more. It's not even a helpful platform anymore, so it's a bit more difficult for us to actually go into Facebook, and it was just like very difficult with their policy and guidelines because they don't do e-commerce. So that was the biggest issue that we have right now. And also too as well, thank you very much actually listening to our session right now. It was just for the beginners to show what we do as a Calsmaker Company here. Now that we do like hands-on demonstrations, I hope you do like that one too as well, and hope you like the PowerPoints too as well. We actually discuss like a few areas what we do, and what's our main goal for the other two, or actually three factors. One is for the educational part, for the community-wise, get involved with the Navajo community too as well. We'll discuss that for the next PowerPoint. And last one is about the recycling, about how we actually go focus on the materials-wise. So I do like to go a little more towards the materials because we do have a lot of materials here within the state. So a lot of it being unused, and a lot of them are like still needs to be resolved. But again, there's like more research on my side on the Calsmaker Company. We actually do a little more further investigation, also research to see if it does work on what they say on the report, and that will replicate down onto our business right now. And so far, it has done very well. It just depends on my time and also my free times as well to actually do both. Because again, I am taking a master's degrees in mechanical engineering at Purdue University. Same time I'm doing another job as well. So same time it's kind of like a little bit juggling here and there. But again, this one right here is just not that big of a deal. We still have time right now. Financially, yes, we're still like struggling too as well on that side. The financial part is just difficult for us to actually get the community involved. It is a for-profit business, so that's one thing. But the money will actually go back to these items that will help individual and also educate everybody else too as well, which I'll show you guys on a few more minutes. Oh yeah, there's one more missing too as well. But yes, that's one of the things too as well we're doing right now is just doing hands-on demonstration, do a little bit camps too as well, and right now we're trying to go a little more further, like go like a little more community engagement as well, which is like D&D or what was it, the Magic the Gatherings. So we're gonna do like very interesting ones. We do have facility here, but at the same time we are doing community with camps. So we do have computers here. We do have extra computers as well for those who doesn't have any. Our limitations is about, let's see here. I think I'll discuss it right away afterwards. And after that, last is going to be the financially. So um, we're still trying to use grant money application to well, trying to get some grants. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue. But at the same time, we're trying to like get ourselves out there for like we do manufacture components. We do manufacture some of the items that's being requested here. And also we do manufacture for individuals who are interested in like trying to get their items fixed, get their items copied, and that way it'll be replaced. That's the one thing we do here as well, and that way we actually go from helping them out with 3D printing items that instead of having them buy the items online. Then lastly is going to be the recycling. So we do recycle here, not that big because we're not that large yet, and that way it'll become a large monument. Okay, so again, I want to thank you everybody else actually um, joining this session right now. So let's begin right now. So our hand session with electronics, the materials, and also I forgot one more. The last one is the office tour. So I forgot about that. Did that a long time ago. Okay, let's go begin. Let's go to Zoom. I'm gonna stop sharing. Now we get to the interesting part. It's gonna be hands-on, so there's no PowerPoint. So this is what it looks like right now. Right now we're in a different office area that's much more quiet, so that's good news. And also we're gonna show you like a little more. I'm gonna turn around to show you guys what we do here. So this right here in front of us that you see here in the camera. There we go. Bring a look forward. There we go. Get up the little guy. There we go. So in front of us is gonna be these electronic kits right here. So these ones are the kits that we have been working on for the Naval Nation. We do like a dual credit for Naval Tech universities for dual credit, and they get a dual credit means that they get credited in their school and their high school, and that's academic learning. And from there, they actually learn towards the 2 courses they get involved. So they get like 3 credit hours if they get passed. That's good news. And they just learn about computer-aided drafting for engineering 130. And after that, the other one is the introduction to engineering, which they had to do a little more what they learned from the computer drafting. They have to apply that knowledge with them, but also we give them a little more learning teaching, because we teach them about how you actually think about the about 3D printing, and also how you use the electronics, and that's how you actually implement those electronics, and then what they learn into the 3D printing, and then they'll do hands-on activities and do a little more reports of what they have learned and experienced along the way in their semester. So this side right here on the Arduino kits right here, actually they're not Arduinos, but these are 2 brands of Illegal, and also the other one is the Rex Quilix. So they're both like same, they're using the same Arduino platform, but again, not Arduino product. However, these are the ones that we use the kits for the high schoolers, a little more different than the other ones. We actually give them like little Arduino rovers to actually teach them how to assemble, how to actually program it, and how to actually work it out. So here's the other example too as well from the Arduino rover too as well. So this is the one right here that we actually have them teach them actually how to learn how to use the programming, use the sensors, how Arduino functions, but they had to learn about the first basic of the foundation right here. So, and the first kits on these ones, it was a bit difficult for us when we actually bought them. There was a lot of issues going on with them, like for example, they use USBs and CDs. Right nowadays over here in the US, we're now using none of those two, which is interesting. You had to find ways to actually go online, but so far that was a little more difficult because the programs doesn't even work and function. Then the other ones too as well is the sensors. Sometimes some sensors will work, other times it will not work. Depends if we get it fixed. And that's the biggest one too as well, is that we waste materials off of the kits that was travel from our faraway destination to over here. That's the biggest one on the management to actually, you know, they need to fix their issues, or on top of that, if they can actually have like a reliable returning. So that's one of the biggest one that was a bit difficult on our side too as well. Another one is the kits. They're a bit too large. They're a bit too much of it. They can't consume that much of the of like this goes to wear, and that other one like get a little bit lost here and there. And also with the Arduino rover too as well, a little more too much of the application, so it's a bit difficult for them to actually like use the assembly process. So that's the biggest one of all time that we're having issues with it. But at the same time, they do learn a lot. That was good news. But at the same time, we're having issues with, like, for example, missing bolts, missing components, missing parts. And it's also some parts are broken too as well. We have some issues with the servo motors, and also with the other, not servo motor, the motors, motor controllers, and also with the tires. It's just that we're missing a lot of interesting stuff onto it. So it's a bit kind of like a fair 3 out of 5 situation. So why do we use, so what's the point of like, what these ones actually go with the Dene Electronics? So the company on my side for CMC, we want to go for a kit that's easy for students and also accessible over here in the US and then within the Naval Nation. And we have a large amount of the electronics that we're building right now. We have them in stock ready to go. And the only thing we're missing is the Arduino main boards. It is very popular electronic, but it is very good product for education, learning, hands-on experience, and also getting experience with the programming and electronics along the way. Um, we want to go from, instead of doing the entire thing right here of the entire kits, that's cost like a lot more. We want to do like a rental programming. So whenever education wants, or yeah, education system wants to actually look for a buy, we can actually do a rental. We'll give you like amount of like per semesters of what you want and how many quantities there is on your students. We have about right now 11 of these kits right now. We're still getting some more later on in the future. We want, our goal is we want to do about either 60 or 90 because that will fit each of the school system. And these ones are the samples that we did from our Gallup McKinley High School. And these are the kits that we actually 3D printed. And those are the one that Arduino kits that sold separately, but again, still the same level of the quantity. So whenever they have these kits right here in front of you, so go, there you go, the kits. Now that we open it, and inside you have these other kits from the inside. So we do have some of the inside is like the other functions, like their LED lights, basics, buttons, wires, and also other sensors at the bottom, which is the tilt sensor, LED, was it the thermoset, buzzer, and then the RGB. One breadboard inside of there, and each of the Arduino kits we actually have assembled. So we're still trying to make the instructions, but not in this kit. We'll do the instructions online, which is our Wix business right now. We'll give the schools a discount of like, okay, you pay for this entire semester, and then that you're good to go. And that way we'll do if they want to consider as an in-person or virtual, depending if we ship these out to the individuals, that once by the end of the semesters they'll bring them back up from their university or from their education system to the here at the facility. So it's like a little more destination, like going back and forth on that way. So we have tested that with the high schoolers before from the Gallup McKinley High School. They actually learned a lot. Actually, do the basics from the Arduino's basics. That's it. We actually do our programming on our own over here at the facility. So this is what it looks like from the inside. So I'm gonna bring it a little closer. So this is what it looks like from the inside. Actually, like have them like assemble it, and here's the lid to actually give it a little more guideline. We're trying to make it a little more modified to actually have it like a lid to be fixture with our Arduino's kits. So the other one is gonna be the programming and also learning education system. So we're trying to do one with a PowerPoint. We have a PowerPoint right away, but we're trying to put that one on our website because now they'll know that we have a website ready to go. They'll go log in, and now that they'll use that one as a platform. It is a open source, so that's good news for anybody else. Just to like, not to copy paste the program. No. You have to create your own profile. Then you download the programming, and that you go learn you learn the steps along the way with the PowerPoint. Oh, okay. Thought I heard something. Okay, but yeah, along the way with the programming, and that way it'll be easier for them. And not that we do have like step-by-steps process. That way they'll learn from the beginners. That from there we're trying to do a little more of the our Arduino kits. We want to do more about the moderate area. So the moderate will be a little more towards this area right here, these two. So a little more advanced. They had to learn a little more about the servo motors, the other motor too as well, which is the EPS servo motor. It's like a little slower motor controller rather than a faster one. Then there's the other one with the sensors as well for the tick and pin sensor. Then there's the other one that does the little more RGB colors, a little more advanced LEDs. Also with the using the LED screens with the just the LEDs arrays. So that's one thing we're gonna go for that one next. And that they'll have to learn a little more about the buzzers too as well. We're trying to get 2 of them at a time. That way they'll learn about active and passive buzzers as well. And that we go a little more further ahead along the sensors here and there. So let's see, our time is okay. We're still good to go. All right then. So then from here, once we move from this one on our camp, we are trying to get our goals to actually go from here to here. There we go. Okay, there we go. So from our right to left, this is what we're trying to do for our Calsum company. So once we see these kits as is, and that they do have some like issues going on with them, we try looking online to see we can actually have some fixed issues. If you want to like look for the programming, sometimes it's a bit difficult to actually maneuver into their site. It's a bit more difficult to find and also look for the programming. So this is a little more difficult from our side right here. But we want to transfer these guys onto this side right here. We have the 3D printing kits right here. So the other side is just the rover itself. We made that one on the Army Research Laboratory. The one below here is from Navajo Universities from the soil moisture. So this is the soil moisture control. We do make these ones right here with the micro Arduino board, and with other materials as well. So that was one thing we're just trying to get to that one right now. And then these other two you see them from the previous one. One's the little mini lathe. It was for both egg and also a mini lathe, but it's just of our like light material. And this is the robotic arm. We're trying to get that one ready to go, but we don't have the right materials because these ones are a little bit too small for the pipe. But since we actually have this one, we got the visual of it, we can actually remodify our own system. So it's not a bit more difficult task. And that's that. Trying to 3D print some of the materials, like for example, the Arduino wheels and also the servo motors as well. There was a suggestion that can't you just do a kit with the sensors, but also can you do one with a blueprint with the Arduinos? Yes, we can. That's the one thing we're gonna do our next goal right now. It just depends like how much they have to use the materials, understand what's going on, and that'll be our next goal from there later on. Then the next one was the other on campus or on in camp engineering camp. So sorry for that. So we're trying to do one that's in camp. We're trying to teach them about robotics arms, actually teach them about the using little crafts, hand crafts here and there. We did one on online a few years ago, since 2019, and now that we did one here since last, I think it was like a few months ago. That's when we did a little more hand activities to do a little about learning about the robotic arm, learn about these little soft robotics and using the cups and straws. So we do a little more the hands-on activities first. So that way they'll learn a lot more toward the engineering concept, learn about why these one works okay and how does it work on these paper cups before doing the 3D printing. And then we transfer these ones, oh, I almost tripped myself, these ones into the 3D printing parts, and that's where we get a little more interested into that way they'll learn a lot more. Then we do a little more toward the robotic arms and claws. Then we do a little more towards the rovers. That'll be interesting. That'll be our next step later on in the future of like not just like rovers like doing Arduinos. We want to do one rover that's a little more mechanical properties, which is just like having like do little toys or just like a little hand toys for them to actually take around. But it's just for rovers for NASA related or engineering related as well. Okay, it's now 10:35 and only one. Okay, it's okay. All right, that's all right. That's all right. But anything else? I was gonna say any questions, any comments. But again, if you want to do more questions and comments, go down below on our comment sections. Write down your feedback and also questions too as well. That does relate to these ones. What our goal is, what our financial goal is for these Arduino kits, and that what is your or any other questions that you do have related to these items too as well. But again, we are still working on these right now. We still have these kits here. They're just like collecting dust. That's a problem. So as you notice from the Arduinos and also this little guy right here, they're collecting dust. So it's been on the shelf for like years. As you can see, dust onto this little guy. So, but again, we are here at the CMC where we do have all the resources, we do have the materials, and we also have the kits. So for education system, if you guys are interested, we are ready to go with our sensors, and let us know on our website. Well, just go to our YouTube channel, go to our website, and go from there. We're trying to go towards the Dene or Navajo students, and also with a non-Navajos, which is okay too. We're open to now open sources. And after that, we're trying to like get them to our let's say our radius around to do this will be from Gallup area to Window Rock diameter. So we're trying to go a little more farther, a little more. We're trying to do one for chapter houses, but it's a little more complicated. But I don't think it's not that complicated. We're trying to get ourselves out there right now to see if we can actually make them be aware that we're here at the industry. So we're trying to do these ones right now. I think that's it. Okay, we're good to go. 10:37. I'm gonna end it right now. We could go for the next one about 10:45, I think. Yeah, 10:45. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right now at 10:45. Or I think we can still make this fill in the gap right here. So we're gonna do the next one right now. So we gotta change a little more, then we'll stop from there after that one. So I'm gonna go from there. So the next one is the recycled material. So now you've seen the Arduino's electronics, and also what we have is electronic kits and our project goals for this upcoming events. Our next one is the recycling process. So from our previous video, we did discuss about the recycling materials. Some of them is like a bit more difficult to transcribe, trash, and recycling. So from our business, we are doing it very small, slowly first before we actually expand a little more. Right now, we're just in a small office right now to actually like do few things here and there. But we're trying to do a little more on investigating like how you actually melt them, how you actually scrap them. Disassembly, how long does that take? A little bit while, depending what materials that we do have too as well. That depends, and also we do recycle some of the other materials that we do promise that. So let me go divert my camera to the one that we're hiding right now. So going from this to this. So now you see everything else right now, and this is the exciting part that we're doing right now. So this is the example like how these ones came about. So these ones right here were some were donated to me, some were given to me too as well since they noticed that we're here. So there's like plastic bags. We do have like a large bin of that one too as well. Not like a large bin, like a little trash bin. We have like little boxes of these electronics. Look, we did disassemble them right away. As you can see from here, from the example, from these electronics, we disassembled them. And after we take them apart to actually separate from the plastic, steels, electronics, go from there. That's a way given like little old electronics as well from the 1970s. Some that say they say that they do break, and they ask me if I'm an engineer expert for electronics. No, not really. I wish I could. I wish I could. But again, from there, I think these are like very old, and that you don't have the diagram for them. So I just like disassemble them, recycle them, go from there, including clothes too as well. So these clothes were given. We do have like we used to have a 3 bags, but now we went down to like 1 box right now. So it's kind of interesting that how we actually transverse from a larger quantity of our office all stuffed, but now we shrunk it down because we actually took our time. We actually like managed to actually disassemble them. Now that we actually go from there. So we have about 1040. Okay, okay, 1040. Oh, somebody's praying on that there. Alrighty. But at the we do separate these ones right here, and also we are given with these metals too as well. So we end up giving they gave us like brass, copper. Then they gave us like lead too as well that they found. Then they gave us aluminum cans like everywhere else too as well. So I guess they kept aluminum cans for themselves to recycle it. But again, it depends like how much they recycle it from the reseller. So this is like I did my recycling for aluminum cans and also aluminum, and it's not that very financial. It's kind of okay. You earn a little cash pocket. That's about 0.40 cents per pound, and it does like not that much of a deal. So I got for cans it's like about $1.30. Then the other ones for larger alternators, if you disassemble it together, give them the aluminum components, you get like about $4 depending on the pounds too as well. It's getting about about 3 pounds for the other ones, maybe 4 pounds. The other ones like about 15, 13 pounds. So it's a little more difficult from there. Now that from there we actually disassemble these parts to actually look for motors that works very well, and we actually disassemble some of the other fixtures as well. So for example, we took out some of these screws and other fixtures as well, which we do like too as well. Gears too as well. We're trying to like figure out what to do with the gears to actually make them very interesting later on in the future. I think we're almost good to go. But yeah, this is what we've been doing now for recycling the materials. So whenever you bring in electronics or any other materials, we do bring it in. Just be aware of that. We'll have them outside saying like we're open to actually receive items, but we're closed to like not receive item full capacity because again, it is a large monument, but again, it has been very improved very well later on in the future. So let me go end this meeting end this Zoom right now. I'm gonna switch it out to the other Zoom for about 10:45 and go from there.
Recording stop.
Okay, then it's gonna be 10:45 now. Oops, converting. Cool. Going with audio.
Recording in progress.
10:43. I'm going to start until 10:45. I think yeah, we do have enough right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration for the hands-on, and that found out that there's like kits over here. So hope you guys are excited about that one. So let me know about the website. So we're trying to get those online right away as soon as possible. And it's just that for me, it's just like a one-man person. So used to have another person, but then he left for another pursuing another job. So let me see how the battery's going. Okay, go look for a battery before we begin. Yes, we do. Alrighty then. So back to the video right now for our hands demonstration right now. So for the previous one, the video, we did discuss about the recycling materials and also what the community helped as well. So we are limited with materials, so that's good news for us. And then with the materials, how do we actually implement these with 3D printing it as well? So with plastic bag, we can actually scrap it down to melt it down. Then the other ones is the other materials. We have ABS and PVC pipes. That's a little more tricky. We're trying to get around that one too as well. So a little more, not that, a little more, not, it's not hard. It's just a little challenging. That's one where we want to try is do a little more challenge on these materials. Then I would do electronics as well. So that's the easy part, just to disassemble it. But the one thing we're having issues is like trying to break down the other electronics, which is the PC boards, wires, smaller ones, and then most sensors too as well. Then the other one is the last one is the wirings. Wires were okay. We got some interesting wire strippers that we use 3D printing to make it work. Then the other one is it's just breaking down the other electronics as well, so it doesn't take a little while for it to disassemble. It's just it makes more room of the plastic parts components. So that was a ABS material. So we had to figure out how to actually remanufacture that one. And last one is the clothes. So we do shred them down, but trying to figure out how to actually use the clothes to actually make some interesting items off of that one. So since you saw, oh yeah, also with metals as well. Aluminum, easiest part of all, we got to have metal here. Brass. Brass is a little more very rarish, but some of them they do bring it in for like recycling, so that way we can scrap it down, turn it like a very raw material. Lead, very interesting material, but again, people actually take it to somewhere else. But again, lead is very interesting, but also dangerous. We're trying to handle it. It's okay to handle it too as well, but it's just the evaporation of it. So we're trying to keep that minimum. Then the last one is the copper. Copper is very difficult to recycle because we try to melt it to the highest point, and melting it is very hard. About maybe 16,000 Fahrenheit. Maybe it's like about 1,600, or to about 17 or 1,800 Fahrenheit. So about 1,800, 1,700. So a little more difficult here and there about the challenges around these areas, but some of them are easy versus others that are like need to be challenged, and also what we can approach from that direction. So we can go from there to the other one. And how we actually do that? Well, let's go move you guys over here to the interesting part. Move you guys a little forward. You know, ruined the surprise, but that's okay. Just go over here to this little guy area. So bring this guy down a little more. I'm gonna charge this battery up. Okay. We're okay. It was around like 17 minutes. Okay, good. We're still live. Okay. Let's see. Let's check. Yay. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, whew, that gave me a heart attack from there. Okay, but after the next process, if the people don't want to buy the textile materials, but also with the scraps too as well, that's about to pile up, that's okay. We have a machine. We actually learned a lot on the online with the metal components, but at the same time, we actually want to implement that one with 3D printing. And with 3D printing, we actually use them for stronger materials. We just do a little combination here and there, like steel and plastic at the same time, because plastic's still a little brittle, but still working along the way. With the metal pieces, we got to cut it up, then make some components off of it. That it'll be easier for us to actually use the manufacturing part. And that's where we get into this part right here, where I'm gonna bring it a little more closer. You get these little fine fibers. So we break down to like fibers into this area. So we break it down. This is what it looks like from the fibers itself. You notice that there's a few little cladding. We cut it down a little more further, and we actually tear it down. So we actually have two process. One is to slice, and one is to what was it? Deburring it, I think it was called. Deburring is just like, or I don't know the term of it, but again, burring it means that's actually like breaking down the fibers a little more with a lot more teeth. So you end up there's another first process that goes knife. The other one is just deburring, which is like a claws actually tearing it up a little more further down into the fibers. Then last one, I think we're trying to get to a little more micro fibers, so that way it'll be a little more finer and easier to bond very well. But I think we're trying to work it down later on in the future. But right now we're just focusing on these two areas right here. And with these ones, what we do with these ones either by bales, so we actually sell this right here, that's already been pre-processed and actually sell out there to any individuals, or we make our own materials here at the in the CMC. We have to make our own either by yarns, either by strings, or it could be any materials that we can make it more limited. So we're trying to like do more research about the fibers itself. So right now this is still like a start. Right now we're trying to like work around the our time to get around with it. Then papers, right now we do a lot of papers here. So we actually shred them down to the little more fibers, or like a little finer shreds. So this is what it looks like for now papers right now. We shred them down to like little fibers, just enough for actually to actually break it down a little more further. Then with that one, we break it down a little more. We actually have this guy right here, which is the paper pulp, which is like a paper's pulp. It's like a screen going underneath the water with the pulp. And then you bring it up. This is what it looks like for the paper itself. But this is what it looks like for the fibers itself. And then you notice this is a little more of the materials actually like still bond, but it's still bondable because the other fibers are like a little more smaller micros compared to these guys right here. These little more larger ones, it's a little more difficult to actually break it down because I think there's like still a few plastic on there. So like for example, magazine has that transparent texture. Males has those little few plastic onto it, and also there's like others papers that has plastic and paper fused together, so it's a little more difficult for us to actually break it down. So we're trying to like separate um, um, the paper's texture onto it. Then from when we break it down to this fibers right here, that's wet and pulp. We have to do either by papers. We got to do it from here, like homemade, interesting items right here, easier to do. And then we do is the other ones we actually have individuals do like 3D printing presses too as well. So this is a good example of what we do right here for the 3D print. So this is what they 3D print right here. Put the pulp from the inside, and this will actually come out from here. So that way they actually learn about how to actually make it work. Do a little more further investigation, like how you actually remove the water excess, but at the same time without damaging the part components. So we did look at a little more few success here and there. We did get like a good flat base, but we're trying to make one with a little more higher edges on the side. And we're still learning a little more toward the doing the case molding too as well. So we know that this one's like a little bit too much free time because it end up like sliding out. We're trying to make one that's a little more guide where it actually fits together and it'll be easier for it to guide through. This one's an interesting one too as well. We made little cup coasters as well, which is not that bad too as well. It's just like a compressed component, just compress it down, and that will just make the mold. It's just that there's a little air gap to go from there. We have a limit of these ones, about 100 of them. So we're still making more or manufacturing more of these components, and we have to have like an interesting textures on the surface actually do a little more. So we're trying to do a little more sales on that one later on in the future because we are manufacturing about 5 at a time, and it takes about a few. Actually, we do 10. We'll do 5 right now. Well, it might work a little more different because you have to remove the water excess. That's true, but you leave the mold inside of it, and that's that. You have to wait for a 12-hour wait for it to actually fully cure. So it's a bit more difficult. But again, we're still working around that time of like manufacturing it. Next one is the silicone, and also we do like interesting molding. So this is an example, like we do silicone molding with the 3D printing right now. So we have like we do have silicone molds here. we have to be cautious wise on our how many we use the silicone mold. So we have to like do like little quantities, make little cups right here, for example. That way we won't do like a lot more mass, but again, need more mass to actually make the parts fixture. And this is the one that came out as an example right here. This little guy, um, a student actually. Hold on. There we go. Okay then. Welcome guests. Oops. Wrong. Let's see here. So you're on mute right now. So we're just doing a little more hands-on demonstration right now with the audience. So right now we're just doing is the I think since that one the screen was covered up for YouTube live. Sorry about that. Just to repeat the whole thing again. We actually use this as a actually you guys saw this one right here. So it's just the papers from here transferred down to the pulps. That day we have students actually learn a lot toward mold injection. So this is what it looks like from here. They learn about injection molding from here. Do a little pulping. They actually learned a lot from this materials from here. We teach them about how injection molding works with the pulping, and that way they'll learn a lot. This one was supposed to be like a tray from this gun for this for a student, but right now it did very well. Okay, just the walls. But at the same time, we actually teach them like, okay, what you're missing is that there's a guideline you're supposed to miss or you're supposed to have, and that way, once you have the guideline from there, then you can press it and it should be good to go. Another interesting project that we did was the cup coasters as well. So we have like more, have them 3D print the coasters as well, and that we make these little fixtures of these coasters. Then it came out very well. It's just that it takes a long time for it to actually like process through. For example, it does. It's easy to actually shred it down, water it. Yeah, that's interesting. But it's just as the process of curing it over time. So they remove the excess water, wait for overnight, and hopefully it'll like cure right away to solid, and then remove it, let it dry out a little more. Now, with silicone molding, we do have silicones as well. We actually do a little more silicone. We're trying to be wise about our materials savings, or trying to manage our materials for silicone. So we're trying to reduce the material, but increase the material to actually be a little more stiff right here. Student actually made it a little more like silicone for his project, and this is what he came out with, the little guy right here. So this is an interesting one, a little more failure, but again, we learned a little more about actually like do a little more removing the air gap. So we did a little more second try. The other one came out okay. Then we did a little more mold injection. Another one too as well we're trying to get to is another injection molding with combination of 3D printing. So this is the injection molding right here. Here's an injection mold, and also with the resin printing that we actually have 3D print our resin material with the gap right here, because now we want the silicone to actually bond with the 3D printed, which has these layers, but we want one to actually have a clean inside from there. So we actually have these ones combined right away. Open this up, and it just snaps on from here. And it's all fixed together right away. We put the hot glue gun. Now we get this final result right here. So it almost came out okay. It's just that it's the other half of the section that was missing, and the bottom one, it wasn't very bondable, so we kind of had to go back to scratch. But I think we can actually do another one again. He kind of liked it okay, but just as the other half that we're missing. Then last one is the clay material. So we do break down a little clay here there. So we actually 3D print some materials to test it out to see what's gonna happen from like a curing station. So they actually do like a little more clay from here, make it wet, and that we put it for the injection mold, tighten it down, wait for overnight. We do have some few errors here and there. Like for example, this one was a failure. It's supposed to be like a clean surface that he wanted to try to make a I forgot what was his concept was, but at the same time it kind of like failed because we ended up having like bonding on the 3D printed parts, where the material of the clay actually bonded with the plastic, so it kind of like very hard to take apart. There's a second one too as well, almost came out okay. Same thing with this one, almost came out very beautiful until this one actually failed. I guess he took it out too early, so it was still kind of curing later on. And last one is the metal casting too as well, so I'm gonna move it to this side right here. Hope my cord can make it over there. Yes, it can. Okay. So we do a little more toward metal. So with the aluminum, brass, lead, and copper, we do melt it down. So these are the other materials we do have. We have the lead right here. This is a little more heavier. Aluminum, copper, and brass. We do melt them down a little more. And we actually use these ones to actually make a little more interesting items. Like for example, we do like injection, we do like molding to actually, let's see, foundry mold to actually melt it down and make some interesting items. Like for example, we actually make this for the gear molder right here. This one right here is another one with the pin materials too as well. It came out fantastic. We actually did a little more injection. The only issue we had was the centering it, so we don't have the right equipment to actually make that happen. But we want to do another project with the melting the aluminum, or we actually use these bars to actually sell to higher of individuals out there. So it might be interesting to actually sell these ingots for the individuals. Then we did a little more testing too as well with the chainsaw. So we did a little more about using the steel sprocket. The sprocket on the end of it, it kind of like torn up from the teeth. And they were curious like, can you replace it with aluminum? Let's give it a shot and see what happens to aluminum. Now that they learned a lot, they just like bring over here to see if it does work, and they learned a lot about okay, there's like different materials. There's a reason why you use steel rather than aluminum. That way they're just a little bit curious to see what happens from that. But it did came out very well with the injection or the malting the aluminum piece, or yeah, with the 3D printed parts. Then came from the aluminum piece. It came out fantastic with the size dimensions. Everything just came out okay. But we're just having issues trying to like cut it right over here, trying to make it perfectly flat as possible, but still okay. The next one is actually like use aluminum cans to actually get like interesting innovation ideas. So we actually use these oh yeah, you can actually see. So we use a little cans to actually make some injection molding. So we actually have some imprint molding to see if we can actually make this very interesting. This is what it looks like for the pattern. Then from the pattern, we had to do these aluminum cans. We cut it open. Now that we saved the sheets, that's a little more larger size. So we noticed that this is from the Coca-Cola. Then we actually put in the imprint and actually came up with this design right here. So we're just like doing a little practice here and there to see what happens, because sometimes some will actually have the success to actually have it flat. Other times there is some problem where it ends up like bowing itself up, so it has like a little more too much tension going from here, a lot more stress. So it's like holding itself tightly. And some other times when it gets a little bit too much, it ends up sharing itself from the inside. So we have some few cans of like that doing that there too as well. Sometimes it'll just rip right away and across right away. So because of the amount of stress and the materials inside is already been stretched out, so it has to like resist. We're trying to like make a combination of these imprints. So we do have a lot of them at the office, and we're trying to be a little more curious. Now, with the plastic bags that was given to us previously, hope I can make it a little more roomy over here. Whoops, sorry. Trying to like make it accessible as much as I can. That's what happened. Okay. Okay. Good. Alright then. Hope you guys enjoyed the fall. Alrighty then. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the last one is gonna be plastic. So we have a large amount of unlimited supplies of plastic. That's 11 and 13. Okay, we're good to go on time. Good, good, good. We have a large amount of plastic, so we have from the plastic bags from over on this side. So I'm gonna get the plastic bags. Actually, it should be fine. You guys see the plastic bags? They community actually bring it in slowly and steady at the steady pace, because we don't want to like over cluster our office a little more. But we actually have like enough like a little garbage can bin. So we actually have those plastic bags separated. Know the categories go from the. I also do by colors too as well. We want to do like white, blue, gray, and all the ones we do have like banana. Or is it bread bags, potato bags, some other kitchen or food appliances that has like dry food only. That way they'll learn a lot more, than including the other materials. So we actually break it down, melt it down to a little more. So we have like these little billets, or we actually do like a little more plates here and there. And then we do a little more further. We do a little oven base too as well. So this is all from the plastic buckets from here. We did a little, like a large quantities for these thick plates right here. We actually have a good thick mix, about 1/8 of an inch. So these are a lot more tougher. We can actually CNC on top of it to actually get a clean surface. Go from there. Then we melt down a little more toward the PLA materials too as well. So we are doing one for filaments, but we got a little curious, like, can we melt it with the other plates? We can't do that too because it's like a low temperature materials. A little more like a dirty look, but from the other side, still good on this side right here to actually melt it down. Actually reuse them. The goal is actually like break it down into like little sections and see if we can actually use a injection molding to see if that works the same as well. Besides using pellets, we know that we don't have a pellet machine, but right now we can actually cut this one down, just a little, melt it down a little more, soften it. Then we can actually cut it down, slice it, and then hopefully it'll do the injection molding. That was our next goal, to actually give that a shot. Then once these are melted down, we can manufacture some of the other components. So we do have some interesting items. One's this little round rod right here, plastic one. We're still trying to get the one to actually make it work. So far we just got one out of the rest. These one we got this very interesting. We got these other rods too as well, a little more stronger material from the lids that we collected too as well, and a lot more stronger too as well. So this is like a lot more rigid material. So if I put more weight onto it, it's not gonna go anywhere else. So This one too as well. We do a lot more injection molding with the rods, so we actually have like little square rods right here from the plastic molding. And if I just bend it, it's not gonna break anywhere else. So if I twist a little more, it still hold its fixture right away. So it's still a little more stronger, a little more bondable. Then we go a little more larger ones as well. We have like a little more wider 1 inch rod to about a V grab right V groove anyways. But we do a lot more of these ones right here. These materials. Melt the other one PLA down here below too as well. We do have some little sheets plates. And then the last one is that we do have an injection mold and also a press hydraulic press. And this is what we came over here with these little small I think it was about 3 inches by 8 inches plates. So we have a large quantity of these plates right here. Or we did a little more further investigation too as well. We do like we want to 3D print a handle right here, but we want to like do like a little more interesting injection molding. Then we did a little more injection molding. It came out okay with the handle. The only problem is that we're trying to look for the right center of the hole of it, or getting the right drill bit for this guy to actually hold it down to it. So you know, it has like a little interesting groove, but we're trying to do one with the router, see how that happens. Then another interesting one we do learn a lot was that instead of melting down the like jugs that has that really clean surface, but we want to like melt it down to like this point right here. We found out that online you can actually fuse the materials together and you get this very interesting fused material right here. So there's like a few air gaps here and there because I think we took it out a little bit too early. It was still in the melting phase, so you notice that there's like 2 layers onto it right here, 2 layers. Then when you flex it, it still has a good strong bonding right here. So right now we're trying to get to that one next to actually like have it fused onto the oven bake that we do have here, and that way it'll fuse properly on the temperature control. Let me check my time, see everything else is okay. 11:07, we're right in time. All right then. So this is what we have been doing here from our company here. We do a lot more advanced with that using additive manufacturing within the materials that we recycle here, and it has been going very well. So instead of like we're doing 3D printing on the other side, it does take a little while, but at the same time we do like plastic metal or plastic injection molding, also forging the metal too as well. That's our biggest one to actually like including the paper pulp. Since we got some molds, we got to like duplicate more like coasters, duplicate more of the papers, and then go from there. So since there's like a downside from the like shredding the clothing and disassembling the electronics, but at the same time we'll be ready to go with the other ones like papers, metals, and plastic, and also with limited components as well, and also with the clay. That's the biggest one of all that we're focusing on. Another our next one is going to be our biomaterial. So that we did learn a lot. It's like an on-shelf material you can actually find at the house or any market. Or another one is actually do a garden system, trying to replicate that one to do like cornstarch, potato starch, and use that material for the biomaterial, and use that for another material to actually bond it very well. There's another one too as well, either by glue, which glue is a bit difficult to make, or use resin material to actually make that accomplished right away too as well, which that was a little more difficult, but we'll give that a try to a little more challenging. So we're trying to like do like both, either by market on the on shelf or environmental. We can actually grow it, then we got to use that materials right away. So we're just like going back in like the ancestors way for the in the Stone Age. So that's our next project right now. We do have it at the office, and that's it. Any questions, any comments? Especially for the YouTube viewers. Nope. Alright then. 11:09, 11:10. Alright then. This will be our last, or not the last one. So this will be the 11:15. We'll stop from there. But at the same time, like I said on the our agenda before, let me go stop sharing screen right now. Alright, let me go share my screen. So from our agenda here, we did a little more mix up here and there on the agenda. We did like the recycled materials. That was from yesterday. We did one with a hand demonstration for both electronics. We actually show you guys that one. That one I'll put on the video online. And last one is the hand demonstration on the materials that we actually showed right now on the table. There's one more left, which is the office tour. So we're gonna bring you around the office, what I've been working around that area, what I have been doing right there, and also it's very clustered. So you'll see the reason why about this size. About it's very important for me to actually look for a larger office space right now. So I think that's it. That's all. Everybody else has no question. 11:10. Okay then. Then there's for our guest too as well that's been sent by emails. There's a last one that says about 11:15 to 12 o'clock. So that'll be the last Zoom right there. That'll be the end of it, because again I think we're done right now. I thought we were gonna make it through about 1 o'clock, but I think we made it through the agenda for today and yesterday too as well. So go from that other Zoom link right now. I'm gonna end it right now around 11:11, and I think that's it. That's all we have right now. So now that I'll upload these ones on YouTube and also email you with the videos. So I think that's it. That's all there is. I'll meet you in the next one on the next Zoom. All right. Then. See you next one. No, yep, 11:10. That was a one for about cool. Table. Or can I do one with the, yeah, I was gonna say, do one with the handle right here. Last one's gonna be 11. Oh, 11:30. Wow. Never mind. I think I ended it a little bit too early. Eleven 17. 17. Okay. Okay. I guess we're still live because I looked at the agenda. We're supposed to start at 11:30, so I guess I ended it too early. So let me take my time. I'm gonna take a break. Everything's already setting up right away on our camera stand. So still getting to that one right now. So in the meantime, we get ready for the other camera then. Hope you guys like the entire hands-on activity. So that's good news. It's done recording. I'm just waiting for like 11:30 right now, so hopefully I can do that. Do like a 3D rotation right here, right here. Okay, so I'm gonna do it go from there. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. If you want to, if you want to go anywhere else, that depends on your time and agenda. Okay, let's start. Oops, wrong one. $32, $12, $35. Join with audio, okay. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty then. Audio's good to go. 12:34. Sorry about that, but I went over time, so I was at the laboratory. It's okay. Let's see, we're almost about to get started right now, so. Alrighty then. Alright, cool. Alright, now this is gonna be the last one right here. So we're on my office right now. I'm gonna do a little more detour. I'm gonna do a little tour here. I think I can put down my thing. Yeah, there we go. If I have enough room, I think I can make it manageable without letting it fall down. So I'm just going up. But I think my I think I can still bring it over here. Should be fine. Okay then. One last one. So this I'm gonna show you guys where I'm at in my office of like how small it is from the cluster area. So this is where I'm at working at right now, and this is how clustered the environment is. So this is my office right here. Well, I'm standing right here, and you know it's all like clustered up. So that's when I'm at right now with my computer, then my chair. But I usually stand up all the time because I have a taller table right now, and that's where I start for my computer drafting, a little more recordings here and there. But I don't usually sit down all the time. I just stand up and do most of the work all the time to see how that works from there. Then from there, on the other shelf is my resources as well. So this side is the not all papers. There is papers I need to start. Actually, no, it's already been so organized. It's just mainly books, papers, so like copiers, then brochures. The new ones are like containers as well. So in the back, there it's not like a pile of boxes. It's just that there are like large amount of the products being put into there for now. Right now, I think we're gonna break it down because again, I don't think they're not used anymore because they're like repeated prototypes here and there. So this is what it looks like. Then on this side right here, once we move around, so you see these two printers, MakerBot. These are from the Karma Canada Advanced Rural Manufacturing Alliance. And this side is where my work begins to go. So from this side right here, this is where all my work is, and also the shelf too as well with these items, these 3D printed parts. But also this is the main one. I have the one top and the bottom one right here. So we have like two printers ready to go. Other ones are about to go out, but again, I think we're gonna replace it with this other Creality, which is good news because I do love this Creality one. Right now we're just stopping shipment because we have overstocked our items here and there. So that's the one you saw the boxes were like overstocked, and not that we're trying to do a little more advanced materials as well. Then at the, from the bottom we do have like other electronics as well, which is our bottom shelf. So we're trying to do like more of the liquid materials like resin casting, silicone molding. Then electronics as well. We're trying to get that a little more bigger. So we're trying to do that one a little more in the future later on in the time. So we'll go backwards. Remove my cart. This one right here is our shelf right here. Same thing again in the back. Don't worry about the amount of aluminum cans because those are the ones that we use for our imprint for the aluminum cans as well. So this is our shelf. We actually display our 3D printed products and also our items, and also 3D display some of the items that we did. This bottom shelf was the electronics that you saw from the other room or from the other Zoom meeting. Let's see, write it down. And this is the one we were talking about, was that we did like a little more hand demonstration here. So this is the one like a robotic arm, bringing back and forth to like how the robot arm works right now. So they were like looking at the handle because this is the thing came off. It's just the one of the kids that were like looking at it, see how it works and then how it functions. So it was an interesting day too as well. They do like this hands-on activities here and there, and then we're gonna do a little more expansion of the hands-on activities. So instead of doing this robot arms that we do by hand, we're gonna do one that's a little more toward like hydraulic system. So we're trying to do one a little more fluid. We do have like an unlimited amount of cardboard, so we have like cardboards back here. We're good to go. So from here we just break it down a little more cardboard. So we do have like a lot of materials. Then we have like a large stack of materials too as well. So we have like the the buckets are clean, so we're good to go for next batch of the cleaning the papers. But right now we have like four, maybe actually let's see, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, seven containers of plastic bags, and you notice that there's other boxes too as well. So we can bring this up. But also, I'm gonna bring this guy down a little more. This is the plastic containers that we do have melted down. We just clean them out. Some have Clorox, which is not that bad. Melt containers, we did tell one of our customers that make sure you drain it out just a little bit. Don't like use up your water faucet. I don't want to use up your water. Just like dump out the milk, whatever's remaining, leave it open, and then it'll just dry up. It'll just like break it down the material. This over here is our welding station right here. So this is our welding. I'll bring it back a little more. So this is our welding station. We do have a welding. We do weld some of these items from recycled materials, but we do have like a little more supplies from this side right here from the stationery. So we do like use some of the materials. Oops. We use some of the materials on that one little table right there. We actually like use them to actually like, weld some of the components. So we do have like a large materials, but we try to like make sure that we had to like follow the design schematic and go from there. Then up here too as well from this guy, I got me a little too tight. Right there. So from that one right there, we do have like those clothing, the clothes, electronics, and also the papers right there. And also the other boxes too, as well as those recycled plastics, which is the other plastics. We do recycle those ones. Used to be a large one, but now it's all shrinking down to this little smaller one right here, just a little shelf of these boxes. So we're trying to get to that one later on in the future. Okay, then going around behind me, in the back is just like the garage door, so you don't have to worry about it. This side right here is our tool station right here. So we do have like a lot of the okay, so almost there. Okay, we do have like a large amount of the tools. So we do use like hand tools. Our supplies are down below, which is the 3D filaments from the MakerBots. That's it. Then I do have the separate ones too as well, and also we have these large tools as well. Then this side right here, we do have another 3D printer too as well. 3D printer, we do use these ones for the large Z18, so we print a little bit larger ones. Resin printing station is right there, so we keep it clean and stationary, so we're still okay. Nothing hasn't splattered everywhere else. Then we have more of these large of the boxes that are full of containers of the plastic, so we do recycle those too as well. Trying to recycle these components as well. Then last one's the metal area, so we do a little more metal. There you go. Here's my stationery, so it should be fine. But over here is just the metals. We're trying to recycle them now that we've recycled the wood. That's our next project, trying to figure out how to use the wood shavings to actually bond with the other materials. So that's our biggest project. And then when we do have some metals, we do have some stationary base, which is those train rails, as you see down below. But we want to use that one for a base for a different project right there. So. But yeah, we have been doing a lot of these activities here. We don't use this office for like, or actually we use the office for like a tour, so that way people will know like this is what we do over here. This is what I do for my overtime right now for my some on my side job. So that's the biggest one of all. Now that go from like the telling them that this is what we have been doing recently, and we are here at the Navaltech. It's just that getting the word out is the issue right now. So trying to tell people that hey, we're here, we can do like hands-on activities. We do have a camp that's going on right now. If you want to bring your kids, our limit is about 22, about 24. So we're limited to about 24 people inside that room. So if like about, let's say 12 adults, 12 kids. So that's good news as well. You can bring some people too as well, but a little more costly. But again, it's just it's worth it because you need to give their kids like a more educational part to join in the engineering program. This is what it looks like for the program. We're still trying to like get things ready to go because again we like do a lot more. We can't just like pile up from here like you saw on your camera. It's just that we printed like a large amount, but we're trying to research like okay, let's go limit down, bring it down a little more, and that go from there. And we do a little more side convention or sessions too as well. Like we're trying to do one for Dungeons and Dragons. That's the biggest popular one because we actually have like 3D printed models that you saw from our videos from the elephants. Then we have the dragons. These little guys, so including my favorite ones, like dual miniature ones. So this is the smaller miniature one. This little guy right here. So you saw the larger one. This is the miniature. So we're trying to do like more like a D&D area more, and then we're trying to do one for the Magic the Gatherings. Our next one was like we want to do a robotic or rover build up. So that way we're not doing contests yet. We're not even sure about that one, but we want to do one that's like a build up so that way individuals will learn how to use the 2D not 3D printing, but I think we're gonna have to do one for injection molding to do a model of it. But we want to stick with cardboard so that way they'll learn and that they go from the real bigger ones. Then welding tools, well, we're trying to do like a little more recycling tools, well, to actually like reuse some of the metals. There is some metal we did separate it versus other metals we want to like make some interesting hands-on activities like crafts or anything like that. That does relate toward the welding station. Because again, I'm a welder myself too as well, but again, I need to learn how to like weld some stuff too as well. Plastic jugs. So this is not like the first time that, oh, Kelsey, you need to clean up this one. It used to be a giant pile of plastic jugs, but we melt them down and we use those materials from this guy right here. So this is the one we shrunk it down all those boxes of containers from to these little small containers right here. So we are working non-stop. It just depends on our time and also our material wise. So it does take a little bit while for us to like kick in or actually like make sure that we're getting through the day right now. So we do overtime right now, so that's good news. I do love it. I do love this job right here. This is what I usually do right around here as the in the office. I do like to do like this entire situation like hands-on activities rather just like doing the office. I know I don't like doing paperwork or anything like that. Actually, I do like to do paperwork. That's one thing. Need to keep my progress and report going and practice a little more here and there because that's the biggest one of all, to keep them updated. And that way, it has them to know that I'm doing something over here, but a lot more different of what they want. That's the biggest problem that I was like communicating, of like getting what they want by one in my own way. That's the biggest problem. Now that we're trying to do like manufacturing too here, which is okay. That's good news. We actually like stock everything else in boxes, but right now we're trying to like break it down to get rid of the prototypes. So we're gonna go for that later on in the future. And then financially, that's the biggest one of all time that we're having the biggest issue is financials. So we trying to sell for the individuals out to the people, but it didn't work out because it depends on like, their needs and wants. That's the biggest problem. Another one is the manufacturing. So we're trying to get our words out that we do manufacture here. So if you do have like an idea, maybe like a product design or like a prototype, you can actually come over here. We do print them out, but you have to go on their website, look for the cost, and go from there. Another one is the GoFundMe. So we do have a GoFundMe website, and so far it hasn't made any progress yet because people don't know that it's a legit business, and we are Navajo owned here, and only one person already donated. That was good, but again, we need more money around our own side. That we need it more because again, the money needs to go like from here. We are trying to do more activities. We want to build up more of the electronics that we're trying to get to right now. It's been a struggle because I've been using my out of my pocket, and it's just like a little struggling. And then using 3D printing, we're like almost low to our filaments right now. We're still okay, but again, it depends like how many people wants to that's like buy the product. So that's the biggest problem of all. But and not that we're trying to do like, we're okay with material wise, but we need like more equipment, more advanced, like getting injection molding, getting the heating press, and we're trying to get one that's like a larger oven system, so that way we have to make a little more larger plates rather than sticking to a 12 or like 8-inch by 8-inch. We want to stick to small ones. We want to do a little more expansion of the larger pieces. And finally is like getting more of 3D printers too as well. We are like trying to look for like asking like for 3D printers left and right, but again, so far has no progress yet. But it's okay because again, right now we're still like a little more expanding, a little more trying to like do self-sustaining. So the business is like self-sustaining, but not financially not sustaining itself with financial. That's the biggest problem because we did it since 2019 and it has progressed over like 2024 now. And right now it's just like it's not progressing as I expect to be over the this year's. So a little bit, few rough bumps here and there, few like trials and errors of like disagreeing and agreeing with choices I had to make. Sometimes I kind of don't want to do toys. It's just difficult to make toys with 3D printed parts, but I want to like do one that's a lot more interesting. That's like we can make toys, but in a different approach. So that's the biggest one we're trying to work with right now is the our situation currently. But yeah, but we do have a GoFundMe on our website, which is the YouTube and our Wix account or Wix website. So just go to those two locations, donate as much as you can because we try and go like a little bit lower than that, but lower about below $5. But it's just it says it's already strict to like $5 as is, so it's a little more challenging here and there. So just go on our website, do donations if you can, because that way all that money will go back into the system. Because again, we're Navajo owned business right now. We're the first to actually do a manufacturing here, and we do manufacture, but again, it's just a bit more difficult to actually get people to know that, hey, we're here, we're helping out, we're trying to get you guys involved to the situation, and also with kids too as well. We're trying to get like outside communities. So far, it hasn't progressed, but yeah. But I hope you guys like everything else on the presentation. Hope you guys know that we're here. Now that I hope you guys see my office right now, so what you've seen. So this is what it looks like right now. But it's doing very well. We're trying to make a little more expansion here and there. It just depends on my time, my side. So that's the biggest one. So any questions, any comments, comment down below at your comment section. It is now 11:49, 11:50, so about 10 more minutes. I think that's all I have right now for my side to actually like say thank you very much. Um, one more thing I forgot to do was introduction from the first beginning was my clan. So for any Dene viewers out there, Calcines Nishi, Nadas Edge the Nishi, Hani Bashicina Kai the Dashiche, Twitter cheating Dashinella. My name is Calcines. Right now I'm a owner of a owner of a Calsmaker company for 3D printing and also education, and I also do a work on a different location. And I'm going for my computer. I'm going for my graduate level for Masters of Engineering for manufacturing materials. And right now it's at Purdue University in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I am working with Navaltech Universities on the side, but at the same time I'm doing this side right here, the side project for additive manufacturing, which I am very passionate toward this materials right away. So this is why I really am passionate about doing materials development with all these materials wise, because again it's all over the place. It's like all over the place. It's like trash. People like throw them away on the streets. But again, it's still materials. We still want to use them as reusable material resource. But again, it depends like how well they understand. Yeah, we need to get them like, hey, we can recycle it, bring it over. But the only thing is that right now we're kind of like slowing down a little bit here and there because it does take a long while for actually like get things ready to go. Employees too as well. I'm trying to look for some employees here, but it's very difficult because of the some people are like saying that's too far from destination where they're at. Others, the other hand, it's a bit difficult because they're not very reliant and they're not committed, and sometimes because of the around areas they're like alcoholics, so you get the idea. And that some are a bit lazy too as well, slothing around. So that's the biggest one. Now that it's very difficult to find one that's a very committed to actually understand the engineering concept. So that's the one thing we're trying to lack of is the employees that are doing the financial need as well. So that's the biggest one. Um, so again, we do have like a GoFundMe on our website. Just go on there, donate. We're still open. That's the only thing we're still looking for is just funding right now. That's the biggest one. And after that, lastly is the I think that's it. Yeah, and also location too as well. So we're located at Navaltech Innovation Center, East Historic Highway 66 all the way. It's just that it's past Fire Rock Casino, about 3 maybe 2 minute drive, going to east. And you'll see the building here that is like Navaltech Innovation Center. The sign's a little bit smaller, so you can't really see it, but you do see the other one that says Rhino Glove Factory next to it. That one is closed down, but we're the other building on the other side. We're still open. I'm gonna change my time. I changed my time for my opening right now, so it's from 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 or not 5, 6:45 p.m. So we're trying to change our time right now to 6:45, so that way people will know. Because I know there's other individuals that want to come over here. That's good news, but it depends on their time of like if they like want to come over here. So that's the biggest one we're trying to get to right now is that getting the time for them to actually come over here and go from there. So that's the biggest one of all time. Anywhere else too well? 11:52. But yeah, we're not stopping right now. We do got like interesting involvement of like doing projects on our own side. We're trying to get some people outside of the areas to get involved too as well. But so far, I have not heard from them yet. Either they forgot or not sure about the other way around. That's the biggest one. We're trying to get like people around. Like, hey, we're here. We're here. We're trying to get things ready to go. We have printers. We have materials. We just need to get things going right now. And also too as well, I'm in a small space. You know how small it is with my camera. That's how small it is right now. And we want to like expand more. We want to be a lot larger because that way we can begin doing recycling, doing much more projects, and not that do more on floor activities and also on floor projects as well. So that's the biggest one we want to do is like expand more right now because again we're in a small office and it's not really fun. It's just being clustered up right now. So that's one thing. So but hopefully yeah, like again, GoFundMe, donate. Follow us too as well. We have our YouTube channel from Cal's Micro Company. Just type it in, you'll see the logo, and then after that, that one is our website. Website is linked into the YouTube channel too as well. So that's the biggest one. So I think that's it. That's all I have for now. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. So you guys learned a lot from on our PowerPoint. And that's our goal is right now. So we're here right now. So if you have any interest, um, contact us through both the platforms from our website and our YouTube channel. And that's it. That's all we have to say for now. I think that's it. We have finished all of our presentation from now on up to 12 o'clock as we promised. And that's that for the guests as well. We'll post those videos either by email or we can actually give you guys on, or you can check it out on our YouTube channel. So that's the biggest one. I think that's it. That's all I have for now. I'm gonna do another PowerPoint for our next presentation. That'll be for the Navajo Nation area. So I need to start posting that one next one because I forgot about that one. That's the most important one of all. So that's it. That's all I have for now on my side. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like it, subscribe us, follow us, donate, pass it around too as well. Don't make sure you pass around to everybody else too as well. We need donations and we need money to actually make this goal. We want to make it happen right now. So that's it. Have a good day, everybody else. And after that, we'll be here open all day and every day. Goodbye.